Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. So today we're going to be taking a look at one of the recent AI launches out of Seedify, because we know that Seedify has been on one recently with their AI Jam. Essentially, the latest AI altcoins coming out of Seedify have performed quite well. So today we're going to cover one that I think is kind of being slept on that potentially could follow the trend here, as we'll go over throughout this video. As always, if you guys get value out of the content here, if you guys could subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date and like the video. Your support means a lot. So if you take a look at Seedify, their launch pad here, we can take a look at the recent launches out of Seedify, in the AI sector, stuff like Agents AI, which we caught early on, that is up massive. Even currently right now is up, over 12x for people who got involved in at the all-time high, 16x. Micro GPT up 10x. VentureMine, another one that we covered on the channel a few times, up huge. Auto up huge, One Hub up a bit, and we take a look at it. Then we come up to PeacePal AI, I believe the most recent launch, which is still, they're up a little bit, but when we look at it, this thing is still undervalued. I mean, it's a huge difference as far as up being, up 50% from early investors versus all these other launches in the AI space that have launched on Seedify are up huge. So I want to cover PeacePal because I think it could potentially be a trade or a catch-up trade here if we are to look at the trend that Seedify is setting out of their most recent launches. And we know that Seedify as a launch pad is a solid launch pad. I mean, they have a good track record. Obviously, we can see that their average ROI on their launches are pretty well. They've done a lot of launches, 114, and they have many others that are still going. So if you take a look at the project, it is PeacePal AI. Now, what does PeacePal AI focus on? They do focus on having your personal AI companion for mental wellness. Now, we see a lot of these AI agents in the space right now being launched to do stuff, whether it's on Telegram or stuff to manage your Twitter, do daily tasks, or keep track of stuff going on in the market. They're made, a lot of them typically are to do these kind of tasks, to make everyday life easier, or even we've seen other projects make, digital replicas of yourself. But one niche that I think is not being tapped into quite yet is honestly like mental wellness AI agents kind of help you, out with like stuff like depression, almost like a therapy in a sense, which we know therapy is huge, in the real world as an industry. But if we take a look, they say making every day brighter one day or one chat at a time. So essentially with these different agents, you can choose one of their fun, loving peace pals, each with their own personality. So if you need, essentially just think of it as like an AI agent or a peace pal, maybe an AI pal instead of AI agent, just an idea. If you want one you can kind of laugh with, if you're in a bad mood, you can use one of their tools, one of their agents here to kind of, make you laugh, essentially maybe have banter or joke back and forth with, or you can use them to motivate you. If you're, maybe lacking motivation, you can hop on and use one of their agents to give you motivation, or need a break. PeacePal can also use their guided meditation feature, which is coming soon. Now, what is PeacePal? Again, it's more than just a chat bot. We've seen other projects, launch that. PeacePal is, again, not that. They actually they market themselves, their agents or their peace pals, more like actual friends that are good listeners, whether you're feeling stuck or if you just need to share something, get off your chest. Their AI, pals are here. Private, safe, they say that it is pretty secure. So everything that goes on there is between you and the AI agent, or again, the AI pal. Just throwing that term out there for this project. Always here for you. So the beauty is that versus something like a traditional, like a therapist or somebody that you just want to talk to, maybe a friend you bounce off of, they could be sleeping, seeing somebody else, busy, can't get a hold of them, versus this AI buddy that you create on PeacePal. You have access to them 24/7 as long as you have access to like your phone, computer, laptop. You can always hop on and get on it. So just imagine if you're in a state where maybe you do see therapy, or maybe you like just bouncing off people if you're lonely, you can have access to somebody 24/7 as far as something to bounce off of, maybe make you laugh, motivate you, or again, just get stuff off your mind and, kind of help you work through some stuff. And, I would think, obviously, it's going to determine how effective their peace pals are, but this would, to me, does make a lot of sense, especially over something like, maybe online therapy, which you never know who you're going to get paired up to exactly. One, if they're going to be good on the other end, if they're going to be a good fit match for you, and how the response rate is going to be. That's where I do see a lot of potential with something like PeacePal AI. So that is their whole goal here, as far as, they want to make a difference, because yeah, the depression is real, amongst other symptoms as well that maybe you could use to benefit from PeacePal. And again, even if you don't, even if you just want to bounce some jokes off of ideas, just something to riff at, PeacePal is exactly there as well. They have these different plans. Now these could change, but they do have these plans as they are coming soon. They're not exactly ready to launch quite yet, because we did see this project, TGE very, very soon, or recent. Now, one thing that is different about PeacePal versus their most recent launches like OneHub, VentureMind, Agents AI, and a few others, is that they're on base. We have seen most of the recent AI altcoins coming out of Seedify being launched on Solana. But one thing I do think is bullish about Peace, which is a ticker here, is that it is released on Base. Now we know that Base, if we had to choose, in my opinion, between Base and Solana, I think that Base is getting a little bit more of that market share for AI agents, whereas I think a lot of people do still kind of refer to Solana as maybe a meme. Now they do have agents obviously on Solana as well, but I do think that Base is having a little bit more of that AI agent share because of stuff like virtuals being on Base and a few other platforms like that. So I think being on Base is actually a very bullish aspect for Peace instead of being on Solana, because as we see, the last 5 projects have been on Solana versus it's the only one that's been on Base. That alone tells you the difference in dilution as far as projects go. Now we take a look at it. Peace did go ahead and TGE literally mid-December, about December 20th of 2024. So extremely recent. It's less than 30 days old. So please, alongside being such a new launch, also being such a small market cap of only $500,000, so 580K right now, with an FDV of 1.5 million, the risk is obviously there. Now, one, besides the concept, which I do stand behind, I am pretty bullish on that concept. It is launched by Seedify. You can literally, besides going through their over 100 launches, you can see just alone in the last 60 days, their launches that have come out of here in the AI space have performed quite well. So, which leads me to believe that potentially we can see something like a PeacePal kind of follow that trend. Now, we have seen it, since it launched, kind of did go down a little bit as the market did kind of take a nosedive, towards on the latter half of December. Now, we are seeing the market kind of react a little bit right now, a little bit to the upside. As far as momentum, we're seeing Bitcoin, kind of break through that 100K again. But this thing has been trading essentially sideways, consolidating. I mean, there's not a whole lot of volatility to go from between 500,000 and 1 million. But we see here recently it was working its way up towards 1 million to that 800K mark, and now it is back to almost 500,000. So you can see with something like a PeacePal, the potential here is that if, people do pick up this project, if it gets a little bit more attention, if they get that working platform, which I believe they will, we can see something like this. It's going to take nothing to move the needle here as far as price action goes. Now, do you think, this could just be my speculation, maybe this part of AI agents as far as mental health, mental awareness, maybe it isn't going to be, a hot topic, but if we look at another project that is kind of in the same niche within the AI agent space, one called Nora, they are targeting essentially, the same general concept where they have a 24/7 mental health companion, which it is essentially the same concept as PeacePal AI. Now, yes, there is the differences in the projects, but, when we look at it, it is the same thing where you use Nora to kind of bounce off of if you're feeling anxious, if you have a mental awareness. They have their Nora tool. Now, with their Nora token, we can take a look at it. It is almost 6 million in market cap. Now, it did launch after PeacePal as well. Now, where it launched, I am unfamiliar. I don't know much about the team. So that's one thing I do like about PeacePal, whereas we know Seedify Fund, we know that they get, obviously some incubation or some, guidance potentially, not all the time, but potentially from PeacePal or from Seedify Fund. And we take a look at how high Nora did go as far as market cap goes. I mean, Nora, again, you have to realize that they're targeting the same kind of mental awareness for an AI agent concept. It got all the way up to, about a $20 million market cap, which is pretty insane that it's in the same niche as PeacePal, which is sitting at 500K. So if we look at Nora at a $20 million market cap, a brand new chart, obviously it's going to be volatile here. But if we take a look at Nora at a $20 million, market cap, and it is on Solana versus where we look at PeacePal, the Peace token, it's on Base. If it even did half of what Nora did, that is a 20x from 500K to 10 million. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that's going to happen. Nobody knows. I don't have a crystal ball. Everything I say here is not financial advice. I'm just giving you guys the awareness of these projects because I do think something like a PeacePal versus, either Nora on Solana in the same niche, or versus the most recent, AI projects being launched out of Seedify. When we look at how they've reacted, how they've performed, something like a PeacePal to me seems like an obvious play here. Now, yes, there's a little bit of dilution, but a lot of these projects that are coming out of Seedify's AI jam, they come in essentially super low, like a 1 million or less market cap. And we look at the token sale, we can see that this project did launch literally at a $376,000 market cap with an FDV of under 1 million. So this is why we see people who got in on the Seedify, launch here are only up 54%. Now that is still, they are up, 50% on their investment, but again, you have to refer to the other prior projects that are up anywhere from 3 to 4x all the way up to about 12 to 13x here currently, not even at the all-time highs. So again, when you put all this together, I think PeacePal does make a lot of sense. And I do think that we are going to see AI agents as a narrative continue to grow. I don't think it's going anywhere because we're seeing it blow up. We still have real world companies like Google, OpenAI that are developing their own AI agents as well, which could be potential big catalysts for the space also. But I think we're going to start seeing the shift from AI agents just being either essentially, not all of them, obviously there's some very great ones out there, but either being Telegram agents or Twitter agents, or even keeping track of what's going on across different platforms, marketing agents. They're going to expand their use case, whether it be digital replicas or something like essentially like a therapist for an agent, or something to help with mental awareness or mental wellness, I should say. So I think the use case is clear. I think the market cap is undervalued. I think the chain is hot base, obviously. So that's my opinion on PeacePal. Just another project coming out of Seedify, which is a proven launchpad with a good track record. I think you should definitely put it on your watch list. Now, that is my opinion, guys. As always, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this project? If there's other projects in this niche beyond PeacePal and Nora that maybe I'm not aware of that you have your eyes on, or if there's other projects in general in the AI agent space that you want my opinion and feedback on, let me know in the comments. I try to answer all your guys' comments, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video today. And if you guys want an optional way of supporting the channel and getting into the plays that we get into, then there is a Patreon linked below where you can join there, get into the private channels of the Discord, which is also linked below. And if you guys got value out of the content here, please, if you guys could, like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.